We're listening to
Bruce
Bruce
Campbell.
So what is a fan? Well, before we can give you some good examples of what a true Bruce Campbell fan really is, I want to take a look at the word fan. Fan is a derivation of the Latin fanaticus. Fanaticus means insanely but divinely inspired. Originally a religious term. The years go by and they cut it down to just fanatic. Now, a fanatic is a person with an obsessive interest in something. Then years go by and they cut that down to simply fan. Now, a fan is a person who has a strong interest in or an admiration for a particular person or thing. And in our case, we know who that particular person is. Now, you get a bunch of these people together, and that's known as fandom. Now, fandom, of course, are the fans of a particular person, team, fictional series, or character, and collectively they're regarded as a community. Now, modern fan culture wants you to believe that there are several levels of fandom. I personally don't really subscribe to this theory, but it's there, so here we go. So the first thing is a super fan. Now, this person loves every aspect of the object of his fanaticism. I might be termed a super fan by these modern fan culturists. Being a super fan leads to drawing fan art, maybe writing some fan fiction. And in fan fiction, there's a thing called shipping. Basically, shipping is the shortening of the word relationship, and it's the desire by fans of fictional characters to put them in relationships, romantic or otherwise. For example, someone can ship Ash and the blacksmith, where Ash sneaks away from Sheila at night and spends way more time in the blacksmith shop than he should. I don't know. The only reason that I say that is because Timothy Quill, the blacksmith in Army of Darkness, he told me that if you notice, his character had an earring in his right ear and had a secret thing for Ash. So I thought it was funny. So when you think of shipping, that's the first thing that comes to mind. I don't like to think of Ash swinging that way. In any case, that's a super fan. The next is a proper fan, somebody who can recite some trivia. Maybe they know a few actors' names that played in the movie. That would be known as a proper fan. Then you have a casual fan, somebody who likes it a little bit every now and then, and they look at it at their leisure. Now, I don't believe in the casual fan. To me, how can you be a casual fanatic? Doesn't make sense. It's an incongruous juxtaposition of oxymoronic, paradoxical phraseology. So don't believe it, people. Now, after the casual fan comes the pseudo fan. Now, the pseudo fan is the person who wears the t-shirt, has the poster, but has no idea anything about it. They haven't seen the movie, they don't know who the actors are, but it's cool and it's hip, so that's why they're there. You can see them everywhere. Now, I don't want to leave out the fanboys. Now, fanboys are over-aggressive, derogatory, and very protective of the object of their obsession. If you're a member of our club, we want you to be able to say what you want, ask questions without feeling threatened. So don't try to bully people in the fan club, because we're all over it. We have a great group of people. They report things like this, so as soon as I get these sort of reports, I jump all over it. The other admins jump all over it, and we won't stand for it. We'll give you 1-2 warnings, and then you're out, unless it's very severe. Now, the last thing is, some people don't want to be called fans. They like to be called aficionados. I'm a Bruce Campbell aficionado. It sounds very pretentious and it's ridiculous, and I don't think that it even belongs. I'm sure Bruce himself would laugh at that. But if you like Bruce Campbell, you love Bruce Campbell, and you call yourself a fan. And it's very rare that I know anyone who's just a casual fan of Bruce Campbell. There are people who identify him from TV. Hey, that's the dude that drinks mojitos on that TV show. Okay, that's cool, you like him. But then there's somebody that says, oh, that's Bruce Lorne Campbell. I know his birth date, I know everything about his family, I know his first movie to his last movie and every TV show and voiceover that he's ever done. I'm not talking about myself here either. This is someone else. And they would be obsessed fans. And I think most of you listening to this are obsessed fans too. And for that, I'm glad. Now, I want to give you some examples of what fans are. And for that, we're going to take a few people directly from the fan club, and we've spoken to them, and now we would like you to hear what they have to say. So here we go.
Hi, this is Abby from Bruce on the Loose, and I'm here with
Travis.
Travis is known in the fan club as Bob Socrates. So, Travis.
Yeah.
Let's start. What do you do?
Well, I'm a combat medic in the U.S. Army. I've been a medic for 15 years now.
That's fantastic. Do you want to go ahead and tell us your story of how you became a fan?
Yeah. So back when I first got out of training, I was on my first deployment with OIF 1, Operation Iraqi Freedom, and there was a UN bombing in Baghdad in 2003, and I was a first responder to it, and it was my first time I've actually had live patients. That was outside of training, but it was also the first time I've ever lost patients, not just one. We lost, I think, 22 that day.
Oh my God.
And I really, it kind of put me under. I didn't know how to handle the situation. So for a couple of days, I wasn't talking to anybody. I wasn't eating. I wasn't really sleeping, and they actually took away my bootlaces and my weapon because I was thinking about hurting myself, about committing suicide. And one of my friends brought over a movie to me, and he told me, he's like, it's not the greatest movie of all time. It's a bunch of one-liners. It's cheesy, but it'll make you laugh. And that movie was Army of Darkness. And I've seen Bruce Campbell and other things before, but I didn't know about the series. And I watched it, and it made me laugh. It broke me out of that cycle, that mentality, and I was able to work on past that. But that was that catalyst point that it shifted me to getting in the right direction.
Oh, that's great. So it was just the comedy about it, or was it Bruce Campbell?
It was Bruce Campbell because he owned that role. He knew it was campy and cheesy. And again, I hadn't seen Evil Dead 1 and 2, so I didn't know how the character built. So I just saw him as this guy who was just campy and one line, and I didn't know the story behind how he got to there. So it was outright hilarious. And him just being able to completely own that part and to have full commitment to, even though he knows he is not, he even claims himself, as we all know, that he's a B actor, and he's proud of that. I don't see him as a B actor. He's my favorite actor, but that him playing that role was epic. And that's what broke me out of it.
Well, that's great, and you use it, right?
Yeah, I have we've seen on the website on the Bruce Campbell fan club, like what would Bruce Campbell do with my tattoo I have on my wrist. It's one of those reminders when I am having a bad day and stuff like that. I look down and it's like, what would Bruce Campbell do? And it's kind of my trigger to kind of break myself out of that thinking. But I took that situation where I was in, where I didn't really know what to do with my life at that point, and that giant shift. And now I actually teach classes about resiliency and coping skills and stuff in the military, and I use this actual story, and I use saying that it's not something that you have to, I mean, they're all skills, but I use it as a story of how I got out of that situation, and maybe that will bring it home to some people. That doesn't have to be something grand, or it can be something as simple as a movie, and it can break you out of that cycle and how you deal with life after that.
And that's fantastic. I mean, not very many people think that there's a other side to their depression or such and whatnot, and for you to find it in something as small, I mean, it's not small, but it is a small community of people enjoy the film, and you found it and made it something great. I mean, and you use it to inspire other people to find their out.
Right. And everything I do from here with my collection, my tattoos, I'm a fan, but I'm not a fanboy as some people would be. just because of one specific movie. It's just like my tattoo on my wrist. It's a reminder of what I do, and my tattoo I have on my back, the Army of Darkness movie poster. That is an homage. I do.
That's so fantastic.
And I actually got Bruce to see it, and he signed it, and I went and got that tattooed on as well. And but it's an homage to. It's not just because I'm a fan; it's because I mean, literally my life to Bruce and what he did and how it changed me. So it's just a shrine, I guess, so to say.
That's fantastic. I mean, wow. I mean, so you met Bruce. He saw your tattoo. Tell us that story.
Well, I was at it was a Bruce Campbell Day down in Houston. They were doing the screening of Evil Dead 1 and 2 and Army of Darkness. They did at the Alamo Draft House in Houston. But he was also doing, signings, and he was announcing everything. And like he came out, and we were all in line, and I'm man enough to admit that I squealed like a little girl. I'm okay with that. I've met some famous people in my life, but I've never had that type of reaction. But I had a chainsaw that was made, and he signed that. And I was like, I need you to sign one more thing. And I was like, it's on my back. And he's like, what do you mean? And he says, well, I got this tattoo. So I pulled off my shirt, and he stopped the entire place, the whole theater. He just said, stop. And he pulled me out in front of everybody, and he's like, see this? This is an Army of Darkness tattoo. And he showed it to everybody. Got a standing ovation. Woo!
Yeah, that's so fantastic. Oh, my gosh.
And then he signed it, and I went, and as soon as he finished, I went out and got the tattoo, came back and got to take pictures and everything with him. But I never got to actually share my story with him. I never had that time. So I'm hoping that hopefully he'd be able to hear this to see how much he actually affected my life, and how he actually, I hope he understands that how he can and does affect other people's lives with what he does on a daily basis.
He's probably one of the finest actors that appreciates their fanatics, their fandom. They're the people, he embraces them. And I really do hope that he hears this story, because it really is a fantastic way to actually show how much somebody, and I mean, he's just a guy. But to somebody like us, he's more than that.
And I was so worried when I did meet him that, because as I said, I've met some other famous people that turned out to be big jerks because they think they're hot shit,
Right.
But he would actually stop, and he's personal with each person, and he talks to them, and he'll stay longer than what the venue's supposed to sign to make sure that he gets time with every single person. And to me, that is, it's amazing when he doesn't have to do that. And just people putting forth a little bit extra effort, that makes a difference to people in everyday life.
It really does. I mean, he doesn't have to take that extra step. He doesn't. But he does, because he knows that without us, there wouldn't be him. So, right. But okay, so you have two tattoos. Mm-hmm. You teach your story.
I do, and then I have an entire man cave upstairs with a lot of collectibles. I've posted some pictures. I'm gonna be contributing some stuff for some giveaways here coming up soon. So, but I want to be part of that, because as our group, the Bruce Campbell Fan Club, I mean, it is a family, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to collect some stuff, but there's some people that may need that extra boost. They may need that something to kind of cheer up their day. So if there's anything I can do to help bring that, and that's why I'm gonna start working with Dino and you and getting some giveaways going, and maybe I can, with my story being shared, and maybe somebody else, it'll make a difference in their life as well.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, you have a touching story that leads to this great, I met the guy, he was awesome, signed my back. I mean, and then now you want to share that with other people in the community of the Bruce Campbell Fan Club. And it's so inspiring to be in this type of community where we all love one thing, and it becomes this family. And you're right. I mean, it's a family. We're a family.
It's a bond that we all share.
It is.
And just to continue on with that, I know there may be people having some hard issues, and I was able to deal with mine. If somebody needs help as well, by all means, please reach out and I'll do what I can. But I know the focus is Bruce, but Bruce was my focus to get me out of it. Maybe it can help somebody else as well.
Sometimes it's just nice to have somebody to talk to.
Right.
And you're Bruce Socrates on the Bruce
Bob
Campbell?
Socrates.
Bob, like Bruce. And something's in my head.
We got Bruce on the brain. Okay.
Yeah. So Bob Socrates on the fan club. He has a fantastic story. I'm sure. It's just amazing. It's one of the best stories that I've heard. And I've heard quite a few. I'm really glad that you shared it with me personally. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
I just want to say thank you, and I look forward to continuing on with what the community has built. It's a great experience, so thank you.
That's wonderful, and you're very welcome, and I'm very thankful to have you in the community. We're great. Thank you for sharing your story with us, and we're going to go over to Dino now, who's got another story for us.
So we're here with Chris and Christopher, who you may know as Lil Ash, the little boy who was on stage with Bruce last year at Wizard World Chicago in 2016.
Yes.
So Chris, let's start with you. How did you discover Bruce Campbell?
Oh, well, I remember seeing Evil Dead 2 back about 1989 on cable one night. I liked it. It didn't quite resonate with me. Then I was still, kind of a dumb teenager, didn't know any better. And in about 92, I seen Army of Darkness, and it all kind of came together, how they were related, and it just kind of stuck with me ever since then, and always been a fan since then.
So right after Army of Darkness, I know that he went right to TV with The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. Did you watch that show when it aired originally?
When he started doing like Xena and Hercules and Jack of all trades, that's when I really, really got into him and all the stuff that he did big time. I was definitely following him more than I had at any point by then.
Oh, yes. Those shows were so great. I so miss that when he was on TV all the time. And you can catch him between the 2 and 3 shows sometimes that he had going on and appearances that he was doing all over the place. The 90s were pretty big for him. Okay, so it was after that point where you became a really big fan. So have you ever met him personally?
Was at his first book signing in 2001. And I waited in line for like 5 hours, and it was brutal hot. And I just gave up on getting it signed. I was like, I had to leave. Just too much. And then I seen him and, heard him, and it was close and got some pictures, but I didn't actually get to meet him.
Wow, what a shame. You gave up on the king. But I can understand, though, if it's hot and it's just taking hours and hours, I can kind of understand why you would bail on that. But have you ever met him? Did you ever get another chance to meet him personally after that day?
Well, just last summer when I took Christopher up to Chicago for the Comic-Con, we got the Bruce Campbell Experience package, VIP package, and we met him and got the pictures done. And then it was just kind of a fluke at the end of the panel that he called Christopher up on stage. So that was a pretty awesome moment.
Oh, I just can't imagine how proud you must have been as a father when he got called on stage.
Oh, yeah. Living vicariously through my son at that point.
Now, every video that I've seen on YouTube with Lil Ash, it begins with him like already on stage or just walking up on stage. I mean, how did it happen? Did he handpick him from the crowd to come up?
He was the last question that he was going to take from the crowd, and everybody seen Christopher, and they were all pointing and Christopher the whole time, him, and then Bruce, I guess, was saving it for the last, because he had him up on stage for about 10 minutes, I think. And Christopher was going to ask him a question, and he's like, no, you come on up here.
Oh, yeah. I love the video. Oh, those videos are awesome. I think the whole world fell in love with Christopher that day after the videos got posted. So let me ask you this. How long did it take you to put that costume together for him?
Well, at that point, that costume was probably about 9 or 10 months old, but he decided he wanted to do Ash for the Halloween before that. And I've got a friend of mine who's really good with doing costumes and props and stuff. He's actually here playing video games in my house at the moment, who put it together. And he did it in pretty good time, I'd say a couple of weeks for the props. I actually did the clothes and stuff and, did the staining and all that because my talent doesn't go very much further as far as costumes go. But yeah, he put the chainsaw together and Christopher's little Necronomicon autograph book like real quick, and they turned out phenomenal.
Oh, yeah, that little autograph book is awesome. I mean, and everything really came out great. Do you do any cosplay yourself, or is it all just for Christopher?
I would like to, but I haven't found the opportunity or the right thing to do it with yet, honestly.
Yeah, that's fabulous. I think I only dressed up as Ash once for one time back on Halloween in 1993, the year Army of Darkness came out. So now I'd like to talk to Christopher. So, Christopher, are you there, buddy?
Uh-huh.
So, Christopher, what's the first thing that you saw Bruce in?
Evil Dead.
The original Evil Dead. So, did you watch them all in order? Part 1, 2, and 3?
Mm-hmm.
So, which is your favorite one?
2.
Yeah, you and everybody else. I think everybody's favorite is number 2. I know it's my favorite. Okay, so it sounds like you're a big fan. So, how did it feel when he pulled you up on stage in front of all those people, that huge crowd? Were you afraid?
No, I was actually pretty happy.
Oh, I can understand that. I mean, you're meeting your favorite actor of all time. So, I love the costume. I loved everything that you did on stage. I've seen that video so many times. What did you do with all the money that Bruce gave you?
We're going to keep it, and next time we see him, he's going to sign it.
Oh, that's great. That's a good idea. Have him sign that money. Keep it forever. And you got him to sign your Necronomicon book, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did he sign anything else for you, or did he just sign the book?
Just the book.
That's great. Who else did you get to sign the book?
And Ray and Dana.
Oh, that's great. Everybody loves Ray and Dana.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounded on the videos like you're a big horror movie fan. Have you seen much horror? I mean, have you liked that since you're a really very little kid?
4.
Wow, 4 years old. You know, I can identify with that because I was between 4 and 6 when I actually started watching horror movies myself.
Sci-fi horror, action horror.
That's good parenting. So, Evil Dead 2 is your favorite. What other kind of horror movies do you like?
Dead Snow. I like Dead Snow too.
Okay, so you like every genre of movie as long as there's horror involved. So, you do love horror. Now, do you only watch horror movies in all these different veins, or?
Yeah.
So, knowing that you dress up as Lil Ash, do you dress up as Ash often?
4 or 5 times a year.
Well, you look really awesome in that costume, so I understand why you wear that as often as possible. Now, you go out and do appearances too, right? Don't you have something coming up on August 25th?
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? Are you going to appear at a bookstore or at a signing, right?
Book signing.
That is so cool. Now, Chris, where's this going to be? What?
I believe it's at Joseph F. Books in Cincinnati.
That's great. I mean, I would have loved to have been in his shoes at his age. I mean, what wonderful memories he's going to have to look back on about this time. So just so everybody's clear on this, he's going to be appearing at a Bruce book signing, right?
Hail to the Chin book tour.
That is just so amazing that he's going to be appearing there, you know, with Bruce in attendance again.
It'll be a good time.
That's great. So, do you have any other appearances lined up, or is this a one-shot deal?
We do all the horror cons and the Comic Cons and stuff that, come locally or within, depending on what we got going on. But we try to make as many as we can. And on average, we're doing about 4 or 5 a year so far, it seems like.
Wow. Well, I mean, it sounds like it's really working out for you. And, I hope that the number of shows that he appears at increases, because I just love that costume and I think it's so I know that Christopher is having the time of his life. Now, you guys also have the Lil Ash Facebook page, right?
Yeah, and he's also on Twitter and Instagram at Lil Ash also.
Wow, that's awesome. So it really sounds like Lil Ash is on his way. So do you guys have any questions you want to ask?
What's your favorite horror movie?
Well, I would have to say Evil Dead 2, just like you. So we share the same favorite horror movie. I mean, it's just the most creative and original horror film that I had ever seen. It's got thrills, it's got chills, it's got scares, it's got laughs galore. It's got Bruce as Ash. I mean, what more could you ask for? I mean, after that, after Evil Dead 2, I would have to go with Phantasm, because that was a great movie when I was your age that I saw, and it actually frightened me way more than I ever thought it would be, because the tall man in that movie is after the little boy, and of course, as a little boy, I thought he was after me. Horrifying. Love that movie. Have you ever seen Phantasm?
Yeah.
Do you like that?
Come here, boy.
That's right, boy with the silver balls. I love that. That's so awesome.
Yep, those are classics.
Oh, yes, they are. I met Reggie Bannister. Have you ever met Reggie Bannister?
We have not.
So, yeah, just like Bruce, he's so relatable, and he's just so awesome. And I got to spend about 15 minutes with him at that same convention back in 1993 because there wasn't a really big line to see him. So I got to hang out until somebody else showed up. And basically we talked about music and like his guitar influences and things like that. Whenever I meet a celebrity, I don't really like to talk about their projects that much. I kind of want to get to know them a little bit more as a person. So, Christopher, any other questions you got for me?
What's your favorite horror TV show?
Oh, Ash versus Evil Dead. That one's easy. What's your favorite horror TV show?
Ash vs. Evil Dead.
You like Stan versus Evil too?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty decent.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. I mean, I've seen one or two of them, but it's no Ash versus Evil Dead. I mean, even though I do like John C. McGinley, I think he's funny. I've always liked him from way back in the day.
It's got its funny moments, but it's definitely trying to ride Ash versus Evil Dead's coattail for sure.
It's just so derivative of the Starz show.
Yeah, definitely so.
All right, guys, thank you so much for your time, and we will definitely talk to you again. So you have a good time at that appearance, and God bless you. And that's about it for this episode of Bruce on the Loose. However, I did want to announce the winner of the most recent Caption This contest. Now, basically, this picture was the Ghostbusters terror dog holding the chainsaw of Ash in its mouth, and Ash facing it down, of course, with his trusty boomstick at his side. And the contest was for our club members to caption this. Now, the winner of this contest is, drumroll, Nathan Faust, who came up with the line, "I'll take you for a walk to hell." So he wins the Evil Dead vinyl sticker. Nathan, contact me. You can send me a PM, and I will get that sticker out to you in the mail ASAP. So I do appreciate you all. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to join us on the Bruce on the Loose Facebook group. Also, the Bruce Campbell Fan Club Facebook group, home of the Ashy Slashy Puppet Contest, where we're giving away a free Ashy Slashy. If you haven't heard about this, Bruce himself actually shared the Ashy Slashy Puppet Contest on his own personal Facebook page. And of course, it blew up and went insane on his page. I hope that those people don't think that I'm giving away 2 free puppets, because the only puppet that I'm personally giving away is in the Bruce Campbell Fan Club. So stop on by, join that contest. And also, you can see Abby's wearable art at her Dead Deer Productions page on Etsy. And don't forget, most importantly, August 15th, Hail to the Chin, Further Confessions of a B-Movie Actor is released unto the world. Bruce Campbell's new book, a sequel to his original book. And we all cannot wait for that to come out. You can get all of the information about that on brucecampbell.com. He has a chart right on his main page because he is going to do a blowout summer tour. I mean, August, September, October, several days each week. He's traveling all across the country to meet his fans, to sign the books, and make sure everybody has a really good time. So brucecampbell.com, go check that out. And then, of course, don't forget to go see Lil Ash. Now, Lil Ash is going to be appearing Friday, August 25th at 7 p.m., Cincinnati, Ohio, at Joseph Beth Books. So go ahead, go on down and meet Little Ashy, and the kid is great. The appearance is going to be great, and as we all know, Bruce is great. So thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time. The next episode is actually going to be based all around Within the Woods, the prequel to The Evil Dead. So catch us then. Take care, everybody.